bow, bow. Bow, bow, bow. Bow, 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 bow. Bow, bow, bow. Bow, 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 bow. Hello, hello. Bow, bow, bow. Bow, 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 bow. Where the people is at? Bow, bow. Bow, 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 bow. I say what? I say what? Bow, bow. Bow, bow. Ladies and gentlemen, this is just a reminder. The luminous one. That's a great profile name. I like that. Luminous. Hello, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, I got a quick question for y'all, real quick. I got a quick question for the people that are in here right now. You know, everybody can catch up, they can add, they can jump in later, but the people that are here right now, I wonder if you all have ever written down everything that causes you anxiety. I wonder, Char, I wonder, you all, anybody who's watching this, I really wonder if anyone has ever bothered to actually write down everything that causes you anxiety. Write it down. What is it? People at work? Is it just waking up? You just need some caffeine? Really, what type of therapy are we talking about, Godmama? The only reason I'm wondering is because, I guess since the advent of television, as it went from radio, giving you more images, and then it turned more into like the CDs and the DVDs, the VHSs and the DVDs. I used to have the mini discs, more information. Oh, really? Oh, okay. I've never, that's a great idea, right? You got all these different energies coming, hitting you in the head now, right? So without even asking, I already know that some of the anxiety could come from either television, whatever's coming through your television screen, whatever's coming through your social media screen, if you're out here scrolling through all day, what's coming through your radio, all that. So there's different things that might be impacting y'all, right? But I want to be specific, right? I just want you to be specific on your own time or whatever. Even now, just think or write down. And you can be even specific and say, all right, Facebook, what are like 5 things that cause you anxiety on Facebook? If you're on Instagram, you find yourself bumping into stories, or what is it? Because you might have to separate yourself. You might have to separate yourself because, again, the world that is the most important, that matters the most, is the world right here in your footprints. And everything in that immediate environment, right? That is the most crucial area. First, start with your brain. The most crucial thing to protect and to look out for and to care for is right there in your footprints, in your shoes. But you would notice, and I would notice, that more and more people, have that rubberneck energy that we spoke about. Some people have the rubberneck energy that we spoke about, which creates all types of attention deficit disorder that may not even be diagnosed. Because there was never anything as ADHD. It was all the same back then. Bipolar, all that, everything was the same. So the question is, ladies and gentlemen, if you write down things that you find yourself getting involved in that are outside your footprints, that are outside your shoes. You have people claiming, you have people saying all the time, nigga, you can't walk a mile in my shoes. Yeah, I don't really want to. How about that? I don't want to. All right. Do you wear size 12? But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, everything that really, really matters and affects your life right now is in your footprints and everything within your immediate reach. Your email, your job, your people, your neighborhood, and then it branches out. It branches out. But the problem that might be hitting a lot of people, no matter the age group, is this world of the internet, this world of social media, where it's not really about being in your shoes anymore. It's about, entertaining and looking at other people in their shoes that you aren't even around, what they're going through out there. It's not happening to you. You know, it's not happening to you right now. It's not right now happening to you. So part of this thing right here, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be straight up. Part of this comes from sometimes you hear some folks saying, you know what, it's just so hard being black out here because this stuff is happening over here and all that stuff is happening. Can you see that stuff happening over there? And it, man, it's fucking me up right here. Some people, when they were even watching this Nature Boy carbonation story, they would get hit by it. And some of the instances and things that are happening there, it would cause them anxiety watching carbonation, but it kept them coming back to watch some more. But you didn't have to look at that. Imagine if somebody's not even online, they're not even watching television. Can you imagine all the stress that they are avoiding? Because look at all the what's coming out of your television. So much pain, probably. So much misery, probably. You don't have control about what comes on your TV. It's sort of programmed for you to feel a certain way. You got people limiting their communities. But unfortunately, you have people that are emotionally broadening their emotional zones of comfort. So if they're even if they're not LGBT at all, they might be more passionate about LGBT rights because they saw some video. They saw a video about someone and they got all emotional. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm worried about something here because this social media thing, Nikki Justice, people are almost allowing themselves to be programmed because you can tell by all the anxiety that they're catching and it's hitting them. It's unbelievable, and and I think it's something that you might be able to touch. I don't know. A lot of people are going through more suffering because it's like by proxy. They're going through suffering because they see some suffering online and it hurts them and it affects them, ladies and gentlemen, and it's very, very dangerous. That stuff is very dangerous. So be careful, y'all. I see I see the NBA, I see certain stories that are happening in the news right now, right? I see certain stories happening in the news right now, and it's giving people probably the rubbernecking vibe to check and go look to see what's happening, to press rewind or look on another channel to see if they can really see what really went down. And you got different channels that are probably talking about things, politicians, all of it. Wow. Some is real and some is trickery. Yeah, it gets tough because the biggest trickery of them all is Black Lives Matter. The biggest trickery of them all is Black Lives Matter, ladies and gentlemen. the biggest trickery of them all right now. And that's the saddest, that's the funniest or most ironic thing to say. The Black Lives Matter. Whoa. What's going on with that? Wow. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I try to extend it. It might sound selfish though. You know, some people aren't used to being selfish with their time and with their space and with their mind. Some people are so used to just volunteering their mind, volunteering their emotional attachment to things, just volunteering, just rolling up, just being an admin in just anybody's chat, just becoming an admin and getting all caught up in things, just volunteering your mind, I guess, for someone else's design. And that ends up what's happening online. And even on mainstream media where you can tell, you're looking at all the views, I guess, but you can tell there's this energy that could be potentially manipulated from the outside. You can tell. Look how people were so, they were all upset at Donald Trump. Why? Because you had CNN, MSNBC, Rachel Maddow. You had The View. You had so many people coming at Donald Trump like pow pow, and nobody really coming at Biden. It's like it's no longer snow. The snowstorm is gone. And it's like all of a sudden, it's not that much. And I think it's important to be that stressed, even on Biden, on top of that. But you can tell there's some energy out here that could shift your emotions if you allow it, ladies and gentlemen. And I just wonder if you've ever sat there and written down the different things that cause you anxiety. I'll tell you what causes me anxiety. Being online and noticing people are sitting there watching some death. it bugs me out. Like I'm saying, the whole rubbernecking energy, it bugs me out whenever people sit there and like watch death. Like I can't even watch replays on ESPN where someone broke their leg. I can't watch replays of any football star or basketball player even that broke their leg in the middle of a play. I can't watch that because it messes with me. Pow, pow. I'm like, ow, that hurts. Ladies and gentlemen, many people online may be volunteering that mind. They become voluntary pain warriors. It's like they become voluntary pain. It's like you volunteer your own emotions. Be careful, y'all, because a lot of this stuff is not happening in your immediate life right now. I'm not ready to hear anybody out here talking about, I hate being black. Why do you all hate me? Like I can't understand when people get to that type of level when you're like, why do you all hate us? Why do you hate us so much? You know, because you are collecting, events from other people's lives are being compounded on your psyche somehow, and you're being affected. It's like people who grew up in the suburbs and all they do is just rap Biggie Smalls lyrics and try to think that they from how Cabrini Green used to be. But they're just regular from the suburbs, but they spent so much time sounding like they sound on the hip hop albums. Ladies and gentlemen, some of my friends think I wear rose-colored glasses. That's what triggers my anxiety, death. I cannot watch it. Yeah. And part of it is, see, when I watch actual animals killing each other, it feels like it's a little bit different. I find myself able to watch, not all the time, but it just can't be gratuitous. It just can't be too much. it just can't be too much. I can watch animals killing each other. I can watch people boxing and fighting to a bloody pope. I can watch that. I can watch that much. I can't watch too much violence though, or too much bloody, gratuitous, too much. I can watch some Tarantino though. I can watch some Quentin Tarantino. Kantasi, what's happening? Black Cherubim, what's happening? So now there may be more and more things even going on right now that I'm not aware of. I understand something's happening in Texas, right? There may be some things that people might be getting away with in Buffalo or something like that. We can mention some things. We can mention some things that may be happening. I think there's an NBA coach of the Golden State Warriors who may have, his name is Steve Kerr. He may have made an emotional something. I haven't seen it yet. I haven't heard it yet. I've just seen, so you may see more and more entertainers or basketball players getting more involved, right? Back in the day, you had NBA getting involved with Black Lives Matter. They're not wearing those shirts anymore. You got these weird moments where Black Lives Matter is on your television, it's on your TV for you to matter for the moment. And people become these prisoners of different moments based on what the people that control the media want you to see. And then you sit up there and you volunteer your mind for their designs online sometimes. And it's part of the addiction. I think it started with Jerry Springer, you know what I'm saying? I think it started with people watching Jerry Springer. It started with Jerry Springer, Maury Povich. It started with Jerry Springer, Maury Povich. They began to, what? Commodify black pain. They began to make that a commodity, seeing each other sort of do that type of thing. Oh, I do remember Morton Downey Jr. What's something that he did that was the most outrageous? Morton Downey Jr. Yeah, it doesn't really ring a bell. That may have been right when I was young, real young, something like that. This world is evil. It is what it is. They just hashtags for the moment. I'm not ready to say the whole world is evil, because you know what I'm saying? Because I've been to some spots, man, and once I went abroad, once I went to go see the world, I started looking back at the United States like in the rearview mirror, like, what are y'all doing over there? What are y'all doing over there? Like, look at how the United States looks when you ain't even there for a while. It's like, wow. So I'm not ready to paint the whole world that way. Although other areas of the world, they have some stuff that are going on that are really, really, just so yeah, you're right. All over the world, there's definitely at least a hell of a lot of poverty where there shouldn't be. A hell of a lot of poverty where there shouldn't be. But I'm not there. I don't know exactly, right? It wasn't until I was, and it wasn't until my actual footprint, me and my shoes stepped foot in this country called Cambodia. I stepped foot there. So then that's the only way I can speak on what it is that I was able to see and what kind of people were approaching me and all that good stuff. Butt naked kids at one time, like with their hand out and the other hand like pointing in their mouth, no clothes on. But I would have no idea of what the reality is unless I was there. Where I am right now, so far, there is no shootings going on where I am right now. The idea of being selfish, ladies and gentlemen, is very, very important. The idea of being selfish with your mind, knowing they got that design going on, right? And after a while, you can watch some of this stuff knowing maybe It's like me now. I can listen to some Jay Z, right? I guess I may be able to listen to some Jay Z. I get it. But back when he first came out, maybe after reasonable doubt, I was like, I don't know, man. I don't know, Jay Z. I don't know, sir. I don't know, sir. So be careful. People are volunteering themselves. So that's why at first I was like, should I care? Or like sometimes when people are knowingly drinking what they call liquid crack, you see a bunch of people over there. They are voluntarily drinking something called that they are calling liquid crack. They're like, yeah, man, they call this liquid crack. And they are voluntarily drinking it. Good Life said it's weird to sit on the sideline and watch people go on an emotional roller coaster based on the news headlines. And they might. Yeah, see, Cisco is another thing. Yeah, see, that's funny as hell, man. Cisco. Oh, whoa, Cisco. Some funny stuff. At some point, they're like, you know what? These motherfuckers would try anything. Let's just call it Cisco. It's going to hit them like liquid crack, but they'll love it. You're going to be surprised how much they love this shit. Cisco. Luckily, I only have one Cisco story. That's about it. One. You don't need any more than that, though. I'll tell you that much. You don't need any more than that. Cisco is no joke. But anyway, luckily, there's none of that going on here. But look, Starbucks, bucking stars. So now you're here on social media. People think they're like, oh, I can be real on social media. Social media is where I can be real. Social media is where I could be real. I could be myself on here. Y'all really know me. Don't nobody know me but y'all. I just come up in here and so be careful, y'all. It's crazy out here. I'm not telling people what they should watch, what they shouldn't watch. I'm just saying you should monitor your behavior, your attitude, your anxiety levels. What's really making your blood boil? Is it Dr. Umar videos? Was it really Kevin Samuels? I mean, damn. That was a big thing for me, y'all. That was sort of a test. I mean, it's not all people, who knows? But at least on Facebook, I noticed there were people that were extra, extra bothered by something like Kevin Samuels. I was like, what? And then you noticed that people were extra bothered about something that Dave Chappelle had to say. And you had to be like, what? People are bothered. And they're bothered by things that don't really have to do with their feet or their shoes or where they stand. So it's like, wow. I mean, it's okay. I can watch basketball. That's a sport. It's going on somewhere else. You might get all caught up. Don't do that. Don't throw the pass. But that's sort of the same thing. You're getting all involved. You're getting all caught up. People out here watching telenovelas and soap operas. They call them their soaps. And their whole day could be affected based on how a soap opera went that day. If Erica Kane ever got her man. Off that Cisco. There's people still doing time behind Cisco. Yeah. Because it turns you into something else. Just and there's all these other drinks that have sort of a similar effect. Like the Incredible Hulk, or people have something called a Thug Passion mixed with something else, and it gets crazy. People start that the Long Island iced tea. It's like, wow, Long Island iced tea. Thank you. I'll take 4 and I'm good for the night. That's right. Char is very smart here. And everybody will be smart, man. The more selfish you are, the more selfish you become. I guess not only with your time, but with your mind. It's not only a terrible thing to waste, it's a terrible thing to, I guess, forfeit. It's a terrible thing to just forfeit and just give up like that, right? You're just giving up your mind to the television, to any old story, and then you call it just watching. You don't want it to be something serious. It's like when people listen to what they call conscious rap or conscious hip hop. They get a bad rap. They're like, come on, man, ain't nobody got no time for none of that positive talk. Ain't nobody got none of that time. They ain't got no time for none of that, man. Conscious talk, nigga. What you trying to do, man? You out here, you on your raise a black fish shit right now? You on that raise a black fish shit, nigga? I'm talking about Balenciaga. You over here raising your black fish, huh, nigga? So that's crazy, y'all. Be easy, yo. Be careful because you might be volunteering yourself, almost like serving in military. Although the military is not asking, it's like in this case, if there's sort of a war for your mind, if there is a war for your mind out there, you got people who are volunteering service, volunteering their mind for service kind of thing, for someone else's war. And that war may be against your ass. And you're sitting here playing their role that they set for you in their war. But the issue is, the real deal is, hey, Osunyemi, absent-minded professor broke it down. So, no, I don't really care about what's going on with YSL or I heard another group of brothers from the Bronx were just indicted, maybe like 20 or 30 brothers. I don't really care about that. I can't say I care about what's really going on with Crip Mac. Although, yeah, sure, I hope he gets his increments. But, people who are solid, people who are around you, people who got sort of like the same mind, at the end of the day, sort of the same thing I can appreciate in certain cases. So whenever there's a moment where you see that all this energy in this country, I guess, or online is pushing you one way, I would say go the other way, right? Or fly above it and just watch how it goes on down there. Rise above it no matter what, right? Certain things you can't change. So you can always rise above certain things that you can't change. Or you can sit up there and try to fight it. Or if you can ignore it, you don't have to go down that way anyway. But so many people want to be part of the group. So many people almost want to be part of groupthink. Like they like that groupthink stuff. Even if it's something that they don't even agree with. If they join in a group that thinks certain, they would change their whole thing just to be part of a group, just to be part of that energy where the group is, not focusing on what may be controlling that energy. We got some spiritual harp. We got some spiritual harp controllers out here controlling all of y'all. Be careful, y'all, because the next thing you know, you'll find yourself, caught up. And I guess it's okay. It's human to get caught up sometimes, but make sure it's something that's really around you or in your shoes or having to do with you. You can empathize, though. You can empathize with other people, no doubt, but just guard your energy. Protect your peace. I say, guard your energy. Protect your peace. As Sunfruit says, Cisco make you disco. And you never drank it, really. Like I said, I had it that one time at this all-girls school. It was a university. It was at a party. I had it one time at an all-girls university at a party. and it was pretty nice. It was pretty nice. It was pretty nice. But I was gone. What do I remember the most? I think I remember the most was well, yeah, throwing up. I sort of regurgitated, or I guess is a better word, right? I didn't just throw up. I regurgitated on y'all. Georgia, yeah, it was a regurgitation going on. I used to be one of those people in college, at least whenever there was a party going on, like at least twice a month, at least, if not every weekend, or certain months. But I would be the one waking up in the morning with some vomiting to do. You know, I would be the one waking up in the morning, and then I'd be like, oh, yeah, see, Cisco, especially if that was the only. It depends also if you were mixing it with something else. Because if you were knocked down for how long? 7 days? Goodness gracious, good life. Goodness gracious. 7 days knocked out for, not knocked out, but done for 7 days over a drink. That's tough. I could see if it was something you were doing every day for those 7 days. But it was just that one time and then you were done. Wow. Georgie, good girl, how's it going? How y'all feeling tonight? I'm just noticing certain things, and I'm just letting y'all know I've been avoiding this stuff. So it's not just I'm not just preaching nonsense. I've been like this since at least 2000. I've been like this what this subject of this video is. I've been like this mindset since at least 2000, yo. Guarding the energy and all that, making sure I stay sort of focused and I don't become sort of a rubbernecking type of individual, you know. I don't want to get caught up in something that's not involving, not surrounding my sphere, my circumference, and you get caught up in other stuff. It is what it is. Just be careful. You might notice that there may be a general push for the collective to get riled up on something. And I'm just saying, as individuals, you don't always have to get riled up on something just because somebody else is. And it has nothing to do with your circumference, your job, your you run your house, your family, your neighborhood, your city, your state. You get a little bit more detached the further and further away an issue is. Like, where was George Floyd? Where did that happen again? Okay. And I understand Candace Owens is coming out with her own documentary to really break down from different perspectives how that all George Floyd thing went down. Because again, there are different things, there are different murders, there are different deaths that you'll notice is picked up by society or by mainstream media, and you'll notice other deaths that are equally valuable are never picked up by the television. So just because they tell you to repeat the names that they want you to repeat, they're keeping you in their loop. There's so many other names you got to think about. You don't have really that much time to be just remembering or valuing any certain person's death over another, right? Charles says, "I'm just happy my eyes been woke to see. Live your life. Turn off that mess. Go with your own mind. Don't be a follower. Most importantly, don't let your emotions, which is all part of being human, but don't let it override your logic, which is also part of being human." And you have control over these things. So, at least as far as not really watching television or really paying attention to mainstream radio, I've been like that since 2006, though. No, 2008. I've been like that since 2008. Not really paying attention to not really listening to no mainstream radio. No, wait, when did the television thing get stopped? I mean, I'll always be watching sports, but I don't really watch regular news channels or television shows and nothing like that. But whatever, yo. You read headlines, but rarely do you know the story. Yeah. You're protecting, you're guarding your energy as if you've got that, as if you know you've got a force field around you and you know it gets stronger. The force field you have around yourself, it actually gets stronger the more selfish you are, right? You notice that too, right? Your own force field and even your ability to discern certain things may even get stronger the more and more you show at different moments that you guard your peace maybe better or stronger than the next man. Hey now, melanated, than the next person. You guard your peace stronger and more consistent. You'll notice other people with their force field, they're a little bit more lackadaisical with their force field. It's not quite as durable, if you will. That's right. That's right. That's why things like yoga, doing your yoga poses and things like that, that sort of reinforce the importance of balance and all these different positions, which is sort of like life, right? You're balanced in all these different positions that life throws you in, but you remain balanced. You keep your breath, right? You keep your head up, right? You keep looking straight, right? You don't have to be in a certain location. If somebody tell you don't, you keep looking straight. I mean, and we know it's hard. We know it's difficult. You're gonna look over. You're gonna see something going on. You're gonna want to be in the know, right? But then you got sometimes you're gonna be like, nah, I'm not gonna go over there. And then you'd be like, wow, I did something that most people weren't doing, and I still feel good about it. Wow, I did something that basically me and a couple other people were doing, and damn it, that feels good, goddamn. You're like, wow, I didn't know it could feel that good to like be up in my own world and stuff and not really follow, like, not really worried about what the next person does. Man, what? That's like I get in my own little bag, right? And it's like I become my own person. And all of a sudden, I'm noticing I have my own value to this whole situation. It's not so much about, oh, I bring a lot to the table, because that's a surface conversation. This whole, what are you bringing to the table? What are you bringing to the table? Don't get involved in that just because they want you to. But at the end of the day, you each should have some sort of value, right? But it's only few and far between, right? Like melanated, there's only few and far between that says, you know what? I'm going to do this over here that I know very few people are doing. And by me doing this, not only is it going to make me feel a certain way about myself, it's going to put me in a certain, it's going to put me in a certain level, because no matter what, I was doing something that was pretty much in line with who I am. That's like, wow. You mean to tell me I didn't have to join no other group and basically do what they do, do what they do, follow the different levels of understanding and getting involved in all that other criminalities? You telling me all I had to do was just basically focus on myself? I ain't have to take that bid for my main man. You telling me I could have snitched? Yeah, man, a lot of people be snitching. You ain't noticed that? I mean, you're not going to tell people to snitch, but at the same time, you're not going to try to play us and act as if there's some code of the streets that people is honoring out here. It's still a self-preservation at the end of the day. But you've also got self-induced anxiety that is literally an enemy of self-preservation, or it's at least an obstacle. It gets out of the way because it's self-induced anxiety, meaning you're putting yourself out there voluntarily, like volunteering for the military. Nobody got to come force you to do a damn thing. You putting yourself out there to get annoyed by something that has nothing to do with your circumference. So I said Kevin Samuels was just one example, but that's just a general thing. People are easily allow he or she that mattereth not to fucketh uppeth their whole shitteth. People are out here allowing he or she that mattereth not. They are allowing he or she that mattereth not. They're allowing that to fucketh witheth their whole shitteth. He or she who mattereth not, they're allowing that to fucketh uppeth their whole program. But that's the bottom line. You got to look at him like, oh, it doesn't really matter, or oh, it's not really affecting my life. Oh, okay. All right. Let me just snap out of it. Let me try to live my own existence if that's possible. But no, you want to be rubbernecking. You want to be in the know. What's going on? What's going on around here? You want to be the first one to know, maybe. You want to, I don't know. But be careful, y'all, because it's self-induced anxiety for the most part. It is. It is. It is. It's putting on a victim hat when you're not really a victim role, right? It's like it's like it trips me out because Barack Obama was asked, did he suffer any racism when he was in New York? And he said, well, yeah, there was that one time I put my hand out and the taxi just kept on driving. He said the taxi just kept on driving. He's like, that's what you put up out there as being black, just because the taxi kept driving one time. Come on now. So it's like, what? It's like, what? But anyway, I just wanted to drop this video right here just to remind y'all, like, take it easy because you might be feeling some type of way just because you're opening yourself up to certain things that you should just put that over there, leave that over there. No matter how tempting it is to turn your neck when you see something, ambulance or police, or people loud, yelling, screaming, fighting, arguing, loud, reckless. Just keep your head keep going straight. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just keep looking. Just be careful because once you put your mind in it, boom, they got you. And that's what's going on with social media. That's what's going on with like the internet. You got this YouTube sensations, people with different opinions. So what? Right? That's them. They said what they said. All right. There you go. But you'll notice people are suffering high levels of anxiety because they are making things that mattereth not impacteth their whole programmeth. and it's kind of illmatic to watch. And you're like, damn, I didn't know it was like that. Am I supposed to care? I mean, you getting all worked up, but it's based on your activities online. I told you to drop that shit. I told you to let it go a long time ago. I told you to take a break. I told you to take a break. But anyway, that's sort of the thing about it. Be easy, y'all, for what you open yourself up to. There's going to be different news that pops up. People are going to be talking about it. Just try to avoid that whole comment thread. Try not to comment there. Ooh, that's fucked up. Yeah, oh man, that's messed up. You're not there, so sometimes it's like fake acting like you fake concerned because you're not really there. You're not really helping it out. You're just trying to act like you're but anyway, it gets kind of hairy. It gets kind of scary. But no matter what, stay vigilant, people, because like at any point, you already know, anybody can go buck wild in real life. Anybody can actually go flipping out on you in a supermarket, in a bank, just in the street while you're parking in the stop sign. At any moment, you already know that, right? You already know these things. The question is, are you going to be aware or are you going to be too scared to, face the moment when it comes. Chances are you're going to be too scared because I guess, you're a little looser with your force field, right? You're a little looser with the force field, and you're less discriminating about the things that you consume and the things that you get into. So that's going to impact you. That's going to help you be a little bit more fearful, because you don't really, you're just scared, it's like, but once you settle down and narrow things down a little bit, avoid the noise for the most part, especially if it caused you some anxiety at one point. Avoid the noise, get away, separate totally from it, Nah, I'm not hanging out with y'all no more. Like, just separate totally and then get involved in something that you like that's going to be more in line with your whole thing. And then you'll notice the difference. It's like, wow, look at that. People are easily unhinged, right? Because they spend some time online getting unhinged by the Nature Boy story. Then they go on Bigo and they're getting all unhinged at some tranny over there. And then they go over to Instagram and they're getting a little unhinged because Brother Polite showing his money, and he's also in a court case. And then next thing you know, Young Pharaoh's in the court case and Nature Boy's in the court case. And you're like, oh, you're getting emotionally involved in these things. It's like, damn. When all you really need, really, the only thing that matters is right here. The more you add to what matters, the more anxiety you're going to be inducing, you're going to be giving yourself, right? It's like you got to be careful. Just like the food you eat, you got to be careful. Literally, you're not going to see, like, if you eat the wrong food, you might see a belly. You might see a belly. Your doctor might tell you to chill out. But when it comes to the psychological, the subconscious, you don't see a belly. But some people are getting, mentally or psychologically obese, you know, and it's illmatic, yo. You wanted to know different kind of fragrances you can use except for Florida water. Oh, that's melanated. Yeah, that's right. That's right, melanated. Peaceful, because you already know you are minimizing the access the outside world has on your very pristine, it should be, or sacred inside world. And like I said, your inside world is already here in your shoes and what's in your surroundings and within your reach. The next level, in your home, in your country, in your county, in your town, in your state, boom, and you become more and more detached. The further and further it goes away from what's mattering in your own development or your own life, right? So be easy. Don't get too caught up in just passively watching certain things online, because then that's your subconscious. You're allowing yourself to go ahead and feed into it. So that's why, occasionally we just try to make people remind themselves that, hey, hey, protect yourself, because no one else is going to do it better than you can. And you already know. But be careful that the self-induced anxiety, you're getting worked up because you're in the wrong places. You got your faces in the wrong places. And it doesn't feel good, but you keep going back there for some reason. Focus on you, y'all. As hard as it might be, right? As selfish as it might sound, it'll be better in the long run. Put it that way. It'll be better in the long run. Even though we're living maybe for today, and it'll be better for the long run, establishing that solid foundation, right? Just be good with all that. Be comfortable with that. It shouldn't, be comfortable with that. Turn it off, avoid it. Don't don't give up all your energy in these gender war conversations. Black men ain't shit. Black bitches. No, it's you black women. Nah, she black men. Just be like, I respect your position. I'm just not gonna involve myself in all that. You know what I mean? I'm still trying to find my young lady. What I'm worried about all y'all for? I ain't worried about what you got to say. I ain't worried about you got to say. It's interesting, but it's all right, cool, whatever. Your ideas. I'm not listening. I'm not reading any relationship books right now. No. You just got to set up something with the one you're involved in. Read books together and build up your own thing. Has to be unique. Has to be special to you too. Damn, so many people just want to fall in line. They want to fall and get information instead of, getting more and more information. That's just what we got to break it down today, man. That's just how it's got to be. You know? Just talking to a friend who was like, hey, man, we had this friend of mine went fishing the other day. He was like, yeah, I went fishing. I was like, all right, that's something different. That's something different. You went fishing. All right. It's a very peaceful exercise. Fishing, doing something different most other people aren't doing. And that's the challenge of the day. And one of those things people aren't doing enough of is turning away from the television and trying not to feed into so much death. Trying not to feed into death and destruction and murder and kill and try to avoid all that thing. And definitely, I don't want to hear nobody ever saying again, why do they hate us so much? Why do they hate us, all of us? Why do they hate us? Every time I wake up, I'm reminded they hate us so much. Oh, God. I mean, you could kill yourself if you really dig yourself into a hole and you start feeling every news story and you start feeling all the victims out there. Why don't they leave all those trans women alone? Oh, no, I'm not trans woman. I'm just saying I feel all their pain. Look at Dave Chappelle. I'm an ally. And Dave Chappelle's sitting up here talking all this crap about the LGBT people. Listen, I'm an ally. I'm an ally. And I know they're talking about you guys, and I just hate Dave Chappelle for what he's doing. Yeah, well, I am LGBT, but, I'm one of those that believes people has all their free speech and shit. So Dave Chappelle can really do whatever he want to say. So Dave Chappelle can say whatever. I find Dave Chappelle very funny. Oh, my God. Right? So you have people who are allies going all out the way and ready to fight in certain instances where certain LGBT members in the same area would not appreciate, people just jumping in, trying to act as if they are part of that group when they're not. Right? There's another woman. She tells jokes about people's dead fathers. There's a comedian out here, a young white lady. She tells jokes about people's dead fathers. But she also was saying you should never joke about someone who may happen to be a trans person. She was getting all emotional about how, people aren't really making their own, it's not a choice. They want to have these operations, and when they're 13, let them have it. She was getting all emotional about it. And she wasn't LGBT. Some people might roll up on you as a black man and they'll just come up to you and be like, I know. I know how hard it is out here for you guys. Right? Right? You're a black guy, right? It's hard out there, right? And it might be like a rich black dude who hasn't had any problems. He'd be like, what are you talking about? And why would you approach me like that anyway? No matter what. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I just wanted to break it down right here. A quick message because it might be affecting you or your family or your friends, your wife, your husband, your girlfriend, your side piece. They may be either addicted to some things online or whatever, but certain things may be causing even higher, greater levels of anxiety than a lot of things going on in their real life. Having beef online with people, they can't wait to get home, or they can't wait so they can go on and go live and just talk about somebody's mother or it gets kind of wild when that's your whole, especially if you want to cause other people anxiety online. That gets deep. That's right, y'all. So I'm gonna make it short right here. I'm gonna try to get some sort of a smoothie or something, or eat something else before I go to sleep. And we're gonna get busy tomorrow, man. Be thankful you made it another day, and do whatever you can to be a little bit more selfish, especially on mainstream media. Stay away, take some walks, have some water, enjoy your supple skin, and uh, and try to smile more often. Like you really want to try to minimize the noise's impact on your subconscious. You really want to try to minimize that. That's my word of the day. Mind over matter at the end of the day, y'all. Your mind doesn't have to matter when everybody else's is. You don't have to mind all matters that other people are minding. Just take care of yourself, y'all. This is your boy Marwan, representing one time. Thank you for pressing that like button. And please enjoy your evening, your Tuesday night, maybe the final Tuesday of May. This may be the final Tuesday of May, if I get my days right. But either way, you take it easy, people. One love and one mind. Keep your head above the water. Peace out.